Hi there, I'm Stuart. I'm the community manager for Kleros. Currently we're all in Paris and this is a house we're living in. So basically I'm going to take you for a little tour to meet the team. We'll speak to us and a little bit more about the project. So yeah, come in.
Hello, I'm Federico Ast. I am CEO of Kleros. I started working on decentralized justice some years ago. As I am from Buenos Aires and as an emerging economy person, I always thought that we have many problems with legal systems because access to justice is very expensive, it's not always very transparent, and it's very slow. And why is this? Well, because justice systems were always built with 18th century technology, right? It was the solution that people found for 18th century problems. So the thing is now we have a very different economy, so there is globalization, there is digital economy, and you have new kinds of disputes. For example, I am in Buenos Aires and I hire some guy from Guatemala to make a website for me, and there is a dispute between us, and there's no one to go to in this dispute because I'm not going to hire a lawyer in Guatemala. It's going to be more expensive than the $500 dispute, right? So imagine if we could put the money into a smart contract, and if everything goes right, then the money is transferred to the guy from Guatemala and everybody's happy. But if there is a dispute, this is where Kleros can come, because money will stay locked into the smart contract and Kleros will select a jury of experts who arbitrate the dispute, and then depending on how they vote, this money is going to be transferred one way or the other. So we think that we are building a very important piece of infrastructure for the future, because as the economy becomes more globalized and we start to see people building more e-commerce platforms, music platforms, freelancer platforms, this is going to be a very needed piece of the ecosystem, and that's why we are very excited to be providing this.
So hi, I'm Kleros. I'm the CTO of Kleros. So I'm handling smart contract, system design, cryptoeconomic incentive, also regular CTO management duties. I've been in crypto mostly as a hobby since 2013. At the time, I was also interested in dispute resolution, but what we are doing were very basic. But now with Ethereum and all the user and the central applications which are coming, we can build dispute resolution systems way more decentralized and way more general to solve every kind of dispute. So I think that's what is exciting for Kleros, like general dispute resolution and decentralization, economic incentive, and not trust in some centralized party or trust that people are just gonna behave nicely.
If a user wants to be a juror in Kleros, he has to get a Pinakion and deposit it into a virtual Kleroterium, and he's going to be drawn as juror randomly among all the other people who activated the token. So the guys who were drawn, they are going to have the right to solve the dispute, and imagine we select like a 7-person juror, so some of them are going to vote one way and the other, so the jurors who vote incoherently with the rest are going to be penalized using a game theoretical principle called the Schelling point. So in this way, Kleros makes sure that jurors are selected in a transparent way, and that they vote honestly, and that they take proper care about analyzing the evidence and casting their vote.
Hi, my name's Sam Vitello. I'm a dApp developer here at Kleros. A little about me. I grew up in Oregon, in the United States. Went to University of Oregon, studied mathematics and computer science. Got into the blockchain space in 2015. Worked for a financial tech startup called Paxos in New York, and then I joined Kleros in October of this year. In my spare time, I like to get outdoors. I like to, currently skiing's what I like to do, but I also like surfing, backpacking, rock climbing, pretty much anything to get me outside.
Hello, I'm Romina and I'm doing design and user experience for Kleros. Yeah, I really love design, So I say for myself that when I'm not designing, I'm sleeping. But however, I'm also doing in my spare time podcast in Slovenian language with different people in like technology space, financial space. And when I'm not doing design or interviewing, I'm in somewhere in mountains, in nature, because it fills me up with energy. So yeah, my first project in blockchain space was stellar.org, where I learned a lot with amazing people. I met a lot of interesting projects. I met a lot of different people in blockchain space, and then I just continue working in the space.
My name is William. I grew up in Kentucky, but I've lived in Canada for a long time, so I live in Toronto now. So I started out in math. I did a PhD in math, and it was originally number theory, and then drifted towards cryptography. Then ultimately, when I finished my PhD, I continued to do research that was more and more applicable. I try to anticipate attacks on the protocol and make sure that any attackers who would attack us have to do great economic harm on themselves to do so. For example, like some of our protocols, that we want oracles so that people respond with some given like truth about the world that then the Kleros court like adjudicates whether it's true or not. Like we have to properly incentivize both the jurors and the respondents. And we want to make sure that, like, if you attempt to like take over a court or bribe jurors or put in false respondents, that all of those things are so expensive that they become unviable.
Hey, I'm Enrique. I'm a app developer at Kleros. I'm originally from Peru, but I've lived in Asia, South America, and now California. I started programming around the age of 10. Since then, I've worked with various technology stacks. Most recently, I do a lot of my work with JavaScript and Solidity due to the nature of what we do at Kleros. I wasn't really involved in crypto before joining Kleros, but I always kept close tabs on it. I would say my perspective definitely changed after meeting the team and reading up on other projects' papers. A typical workday for me starts pretty early. I like to get up around 5:30. Get some exercise in and set the pace for the rest of the day. After that, I usually just turn the coffee machine on and get to work. My tasks change a lot from week to week. We're a very dynamic team, which I really like. Basically, what we do is look at the product from a user's perspective and figure out what the user interface must do and provide them, and then define what must be done on the API and smart contracts to support that. Right now, I'm working on the interactive ICO and the MVP. I also take a break from time to time to work on the websites. I think that Kleros is one of the few projects that really embody the idea of a fair and decentralized internet, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
Yeah, my name's Stuart. I'm originally from Scotland, and I currently reside in Serbia, in Belgrade. I'm the community manager for Kleros. I've been involved in the cryptocurrency space for some time, and I've been through all the ups and downs of the crypto space, from the $10,000 Bitcoin pizza to the first $100 all-time high, the $1,000 all-time high, the first crash, Mt. Gox, everything. It's all been there. Most of the time I was live, glued to the screen watching it. So I have a love of the crypto space, a love-hate relationship, but more a love. And now I'm honoured to be working with Kleros on a very, very important project for blockchain as a whole. So yeah, I hope you guys can learn more about us, which you can find us at our website, kleros.io. Join the Telegram channel. You'll be speaking to myself or the rest of the team who always get involved. And yeah, we look forward to having a really great product which benefits the community as a whole.